Okay, welcome to another episode of Celeste, where we will be doing Chapter 8, Seaside. So Chapter 7, Seaside, took me 3 hours, so it's not being uploaded here. That'll instead be uploaded on Marndred Plus, the channel where I've been uploading all of my recordings of streams. Just because, you know, it's 3 hours long, I don't want it to hurt my watch time. So if you want to see it, go over there. It's on my affiliate channels, link will be in the description. And, yeah. Anyway, so let's continue on. Okay. Oh, that's how you're supposed to do that. Ooh, this is... This is a real challenge. Gosh darn it. The worst part is that my momentum makes it almost impossible to not just... Gosh darn it. Okay, I'm getting closer. Gosh darn it. Man, these seasides are a real challenge. Anyway, yeah, seasides are hard. Surprise, surprise. Who knew? Oh, that is... There we go, made it through. Okay, let's take a peek at what's ahead. So I gotta go up there, go over there. Oh man, that'll be a real challenge. But okay, whoops. Right, I have to do the screen transition to get dashes back. Have to remember that I'm in the core. I almost managed to save that. Oh, that is not quite what I intended to have happen. On the other hand, I could launch myself into spikes. That sounds like a great plan. Sounds like the best plan, really. I did not go up far enough. But yeah, well, Chapter 7 Seaside was... I don't know why I dashed there. That was silly. Chapter 7 Seaside was a real challenge. It took quite a long time. Had almost 1,000 deaths when I beat it. But I did beat it, and that's the important thing. Is that it was, in fact, finished. Gosh darn it. You know, life is hard. Life is really hard, you know? Anyways, yeah, I talked for 3 hours yesterday doing that. I was hoping to get all of the seasides finished yesterday, aside from whatever seaside there might be for Chapter 9. And so that way I could just do the, new Chapter 9 content today. But, as you may be able to gather, that didn't quite work out. Instead, here I am, working on this today, and hopefully finishing this faster than the Chapter 7 seaside. If this takes me anywhere near the same amount of time, I'm going to be made of sadness, because, like, I really need it to not take as long. I want to finish Celeste today. Oop, that was higher than I thought it was going to. I didn't even jump. You know, it's always a valid strategy, not jumping. It will never lead you to the solution most of the time, but it's always a valid strategy. Never be afraid to give not jumping a try, just in case this is the one time in which it's helpful. Life is hard. No, what I'm really not looking forward to is editing that, several hour stretch there. Like, it's almost 3 hours of content, and I'm not looking forward to editing that. Oops, I didn't pull back in time. Gosh darn it. Anyway, yeah, Celeste is hard. We all knew this. This is not a surprise to anyone, ever. Although, I have to say, one thing I really love about this game is how, like, I've talked about it a bit before, but even at this point, I still have to say its difficulty curve is a beautiful thing. Because, like, put this in front of me, like, even just 6 hours of gameplay ago, and I would have been like, what is this impossible thing you're putting in front of me? Whereas now it seems completely possible to me. You know? It's just another challenge to overcome. Oh, gosh darn it. So I want to test something. Okay, kind of, but not really. I was seeing how much I could change the angle of one of these is going in after I land on it. And the answer is, not by much. Like, you can change it by a little bit, I think. But, you're not gonna really change it by too much. Like, you've still gotta land in the general vicinity of the direction you want to go. Whoops, I need to be further over. I'm a little nervous about streaming on Twitch tomorrow, just because I I realized I don't have a lot of effective ways to get the word out, which is I guess why I'm going to be making going to actually start advertising my Twitter for Orange Red, so that way I have, like, ways to announce when I'll be streaming and stuff like that. That's not reliant on, like, this is the 16th I'm recording this on, by the way. Like, the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon that I upload today is when I'm going to announce that I'll be streaming tomorrow. But, like, that's, like, almost no notice. Darn it, I didn't hit the thing. There's such a narrow band there where you can not hit the spikes and not get your dash refreshed. But I found it. Doesn't even look like it exists, but don't believe me, I found it. However narrow that possibility is, I can find it. Oh, I thought I would go further over than that, and I was not prepared. Oh, that is further up than I expected that to take me. You know, one of these days, I'm gonna actually play Celeste well. Like, one day. It's not super likely to be today. I need to be lower on it. That's too low. Actually probably could save that if I thought I was going to not hit the dash, recovery again. So, I wasn't prepared for reality that I, in fact, did hit it. Ah! Darn it. I got scared. I held back a little bit, and that was enough for me to lose. Man. Have you ever thought about how much I say the word man? Have you ever thought about, like, the things that you say, the words that you say that don't have meaning? Like, because there are words like that you say that have nothing to do with their literal meaning. Like, when I say man or anyway or anything like that, those are just transition words. Or okay or like, I don't actually, their meaning is, oh, I survived. No! Darn it. I was so close. Anyway, but yeah, their meaning has nothing to do with how you're using them. You do the same thing when you say, no problem, when someone says thank you or you're welcome. None of those phrases are being used for their meaning. They have a different, culturally understood meaning. And I think that's a really interesting thing. How did I mess that up? It's a really interesting thing in linguistics that, like, that is how that works. And that's super cool. But yeah, it's cool that that's how that works. Life is hard, man. Life is hard. Life is really hard. But yeah, so it's really interesting that things can linguistically have a meaning that's completely not related to their dictionary definition. Like, words can mean, I acknowledge your thanks. Like, no problem. No problem's literal meaning is, it wasn't a problem to help you. That's the literal meaning. But it's not what you actually mean when you say it. You're effectively just saying, I acknowledge your thanks. That's what it actually means. That's the linguistic purpose of that statement. It's especially interesting when you hear linguists talk about things like how the reason some people take offense at someone saying no problem are because for them, it's usually a generational difference. But for them, no problem isn't a, I don't actually remember the linguistic term for it, but it's not that kind of, it's not something they culturally understand to mean, I acknowledge your thanks. And so they look at the literal meaning of it, and they go, well, of course it wasn't a problem to help me. You're supposed to, or something like that, and they take offense to it because they're taking it literally, when it's just serving the same linguistic function that your welcome is. If you actually think of what the literal meaning of your welcome is, which is by far the most common, acknowledgement of thanks, like, what does it even mean? You're welcome here? But usually it's not, gosh darn it, usually it's not used in a context in which that makes sense, right? Usually when someone says you're welcome, it's in a context like death. But no, it's in a context like, you know, someone helps you, with your groceries, and you say thanks, and they say you're welcome. Being welcome has nothing to do with the situation. Like, on a fundamental level, it's irrelevant to what they were helping you with. Gosh darn it. But yeah, on a fundamental level, you being welcome or not isn't related to what they were helping you with, because what they were helping you with wasn't related to you being welcome in the first place. You know? Gosh darn it. Okay. Okay. No! I was so close. I just needed to dash right there, and I would have been through this room. That's just so disheartening. Yeah, this might end up on the other channel too if this goes super long again. just because I don't want to be putting, gosh darn it, large chunks where I don't make any progress on my main channel. But at the same time, I've recorded this and I want to put it somewhere. I actually don't know if I'll put any of Chapter 7 Seaside on the main channel. I may or I might not. I don't know. We'll see. I might put a condensed version on here if I, before this episode airs, decide to take the time to do the editing required to, you know, piece together. That was dumb. To piece together a condensed version of it. We'll see. But that is a lot of effort that I kind of don't want to make. Like, I could, but it's also effort I don't really care to do. Life is hard, man. No one understands. Whoops. I'm used to just barely making it there, so I was holding right a little too much. Yeah, because I'm used to when I'm too high, I usually just go right into the spikes. Whoops. But anyway, trying to think of something else to talk about. Let's see. So, video games are cool. I'm a fan of them, as you might have figured out by now. I was really afraid that wasn't going to make a far enough over there. Okay, so we got some nice lava on either side. Got some platforms that will certainly be falling. Okay, that is a complicated path right there. A very complicated path, jeez. That is a long path. Well, let's go. Oh, no, oh gosh. I should have jumped up that rather than... Darn it. I definitely thought I was going to land on that platform, and then I just barely overshot it. I apologize for the lack of commentary, but I did talk for like 3 hours yesterday, and this section is already looking pretty difficult. Oh gosh darn it. I missed it that was the kind of block that was. Ah! No. Death. It comes. Oh, that was unfortunate. Okay. I need to go just a tad bit slower during the ice section here, so that way, that lava's just a little bit lower. Or I could just die. I mean, that is totally an option too. Never underestimate how much of an option death is, kids. I should have just gone with it. I had it. I should have just gone with the flow. But I tried not to, and well, gosh darn it. That time I went with the flow too much. I can't do this. Oh gosh, I did not react fast enough to what was going on. Oh gosh, that is not the side of it I need to be on. I didn't remember which side, what it looked like when it crashed. My brain was too taken up by all this other stuff that I had to get through, you know? Oh, dashed a little too early there. Well, that's unfortunate. And something else to talk about. I hope all of my viewers are doing okay. With all of the worries about coronavirus and everything recently. Darn it, that is not the direction I needed to dash. But hey, I made a significant amount further that time. Ah, darn it. Yeah, missed the platform that I wanted to land on. Oh, I overshot. Did not start turning around in time. Again, I did it a second time. But yeah, hope everyone's doing well with all the, panic and worry and everything. But yeah, so I hope you're all doing okay. I hope I managed to at least slightly entertain you to make all the staying inside that everyone has to do right now more bearable. And if I don't, sorry, doing the best I can, you know, not very good at this yet. I like to think I've made up to level 2 YouTuber, but I'm not certain I have. I've definitely made up to level 2 editor at least. Learn more about editing every time I have to do one of these videos. You know, getting lots of experience there. That's unfortunate. One downside of having to stay inside is I don't have any new stories or anything, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't have any new stories or anywhere to get new stories. Like, I'm just chilling inside. It's also a downside of recording so much, so quickly, is that, you know, just contributes to that. I don't have anything new to talk about, because, you know, I've been chilling inside this whole time. And it's only been a few days, so there's not even any new news that I'm aware of for me to talk about, because whatever new news there will be in the future, for me, it hasn't happened yet. So no spoilers. Yeah, no telling me about the news that's in my future. No spoilers. Spoilers bad. All is well, I'm fine. Just slowly go up here. No, darn it. I just needed to hit that one more time. But whoops, that is not the direction I meant to dash. Somehow I hit left while intending to hit down. And that's a really impressive, misinput. I want to say misclick, but it's not a click because I'm using a controller. Yeah, that was just dumb. I just didn't hit jump in time. Like, my brain was like, and I jump at the end, and then my thumb was like, but what if we didn't? Not jumping. Always a valid solution. Even when logically it doesn't seem like it should be. Oh god. Yeah, even when logically it doesn't seem like not jumping should be a solution, it still is. Worry not. I can always not jump. No matter the situation. Not jumping is always a valid solution, or not. Let's go. Darn it, I accidentally went diagonally on the second dash there when I wanted to go just to the right. This is fine. This is fine. I'm fine. Everything is fine. I'm gonna beat this level, and it's going to be a great day. I'm going to beat this level and officially be done with the... I see what yeah. I have to hit the switch there. That switch is not optional. Don't know why I would have thought it was. Maybe I thought it was a red herring. I don't know. Okay, let's... Whoop, I did not hit the dash refresh. Oh, whoopsie. Whoopsie. Death for me. Oh, that's unfortunate. The bouncy things continue to be my greatest bane because it's so hard to be consistent with them. Like, it's so much harder to be consistent with the bouncy things than with anything else. Because between the way that they sway and how small they are, so like, small changes in where you touch them lead to big changes in your trajectory. Between the two of those, it's really hard to get consistent trajectories with them. Yeah. Like, at least consistently good trajectories with them. I seem great at finding consistently bad trajectories with them. Oh yeah, zing. That's right, I just burned myself. You guys are probably used to it by now. I do it fairly frequently. You could probably even describe it as the main source of comedy on this channel. I mean, other than me dying, of course, but that's also kind of zing on me, so... Oh, I definitely didn't lean into the spring enough there. But yeah, I'm deliberately talking a little bit less during this episode, not because I want to talk less, but because I really don't want this to be another 3-hour session, so I'm focusing a lot more on the level. So that way, I can beat it sooner, so that way I'm not here for another 3 hours. Because I imagine that even if Chapter 7 is the hardest level, this one's probably second hardest of the Seasides, and so far it's generally living up to that. Yeah. But yeah, so far it's generally living up to being the second hardest, so... Although, so far there's still definitely, gosh darn it, a gap between this and level 7 Seaside. This level 7 Seaside was just a really hard mechanical test of your skill in the game. Like, how good are you at the mechanics of the game and being consistent with every dash and jump that you do, and doing all of that really fast. But yeah, this is... Darn it. I almost made it through another section. Came really close. That went terribly. But hey, it's all good. I will finish this soon. Okay, all is well. Everything's fine. Gonna go flying. Then... I need to let it, lower just a little bit more. Oh, whoops. Did not make it. Did not jump well enough to get to that. Oh boy. Yeah, as soon as I start saying anything, I immediately, die. That's just how it's gonna go, huh? Yeah, that's just how it's gonna go. But on the bright side, at least this episode's officially long enough that it's gonna be sped up, so, you know, you guys only have to sit through whatever the fraction is based on how much I speed it up. As much time as I do, so, you know, good for you guys. Still kind of sucks for me as I fall into lava instead of jumping off an edge. But hey, that is, overall, better for you guys, so there's that. Or maybe not better, depending on if you guys like the speed up or not. Okay. Not even close. I did almost mess up and die. I did mess up and die. Yeah, no almost here. Like, right there, I didn't almost succeed. I failed. I am looking forward to not making that same mistake repeatedly. But okay, this is the run. I can feel it. This is it, right here. Or not. But okay, that was just a practice run. Here's the actual run. Here we go. That is not where I meant to land on it. Okay. Doing it for real. The interesting thing is, it seems like the more I focus right there, the harder a time I have. So I'm thinking maybe I just tune out and let muscle memory take care of it and hope that works. Like, see? I stop paying attention and I make it through that section just fine. It's because consciously I'm terrible at video games, you know? Just gotta back off and let the back of my mind do it, because apparently... Oh, I went over the dash refresh. And without that, I was doomed. Doomed, I tell you. Doomed. I honestly thought I was going to hit lava and die there. I was not prepared to survive. I was certain that was going to count as me hitting, I guess technically ice, and dying. Like, I was pretty sure that's what was going to happen. Okay, here we go. Here we go. I didn't grab onto the edge. That was really unfortunate. Gosh darn it. Life is a real challenge. Especially when I'm trying to finish a game. I don't know why I dashed there. That was just silly. And I'm pretty sure I can technically make this section with only one dash. I don't think you need to. If you perfect jumped with as much momentum as you could possibly get off of that first one, I think you could make it with just one dash. There's a couple of places like that throughout this I think that is true of, where the second dash is insurance, that way it's not a pixel perfect jump. I almost dashed the wrong way there, and then at the last moment I switched to dashing the right way. I did a dumb. Should not have spent a dash there. It's just that all the other times I got my dash along here, I needed to spend it immediately. I definitely thought I was going to hit that, and then I did. So like my immediate thought upon getting a dash was, I guess it's time to spend it rather than difference in difficulty between this and Chapter 7 Seaside. There's a lot more margin for error in this level. Like, it's still not a huge margin, don't get me wrong, but there's a lot more margin for error here than there is in Chapter 7's Seaside. Uh-oh. I done goofed. I definitely done goofed. I done goofed bad. Well, that's unfortunate. Although, to be fair, this is still a challenging level in that you have to manage the lava level. But they were nice enough to make it so that way through most sections, you're fine just letting it be at the optimum. Or if you just go as fast as you can through each section, that's usually the, right lava level. You know, it's usually not, oh, I ran out of, stamina a little faster than usual. Not sure what I did differently that caused that. But yeah, it was nice of them to make it so that way you don't have to, like, figure out how much you need to wait before hitting each switch. Also gives it more of that sensation of, like, you're running from the lava and everything. Whew, not even close. Like, that's the only spot you have to wait. And even then, because you're having to wall jump between things there, the waiting is itself actually a challenge. Darn it. Let's go. Hey-ho, hi-ho, let's go. And whee! Darn it. I do like how they have the bird there to, like, you know, be a subtle reminder of, hey, remember that thing that we taught you how to do at the beginning of the level? Now's when you use it. And by subtle reminder, I mean not so subtle reminder. It's actually kind of obvious, but especially since it caws at you. Darn it. Ugh. It's just mean to make a tech that exact that you've had that little practice at the last trial in this. That's just mean. But I suppose if you're really having trouble with it, you could go back and practice it in that earlier room. Heck yeah, made it. Chapter 8 Seaside complete. The achievement unlocked, thanks for playing. I imagine that's for obtaining all of the crystal hearts. But hey, there's another level complete, and thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you later.